This is Engage New York, Module 1, Lesson 15. This is Concept Development. So we're going to go ahead and start. We're going to go right back. Remember what our objective is. I can divide decimals using place value understanding, including remainders. Now, I'm not so sure about the remainders, so I'm not sure if I actually see any remainders in here, but let's see what we end up with. Because I don't know if it's necessarily remainders or it's actually trying to multiply the problem all the way out. All right, so I have 1.7 or 17 tenths divided by 2. So I'm going to take my 1. Can I divide my 1 up into 2? No, I can't. So I need to take my 1 that's here and I need to pass it over. And I need to give this guy 10. 10 plus 7. And I end up with 17. Now, if I'm going to break up 17 into 2 equal groups, I can only break it up into groups of 8, right? And end up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here's one group of 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Here's another group of 8. Well, 2 groups of 8 is 16. That means I'm going to have one group left over. See, that's the remainder here. But what we're going to do is we're not satisfied with that remainder. We're going to multiply it by 10, and we're going to add 10 here. So now, can I break my 10 up into 2 equal groups? Yes, I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So my problem ends up being 0.8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 0.85. Now let's try it with standard algorithm. Can 2 go into 1? No, it can't. So I'm going to put my 0 up. I'm going to add my decimal. Can 2 go into 7? Yes, it can. It can go 3 times. 3 times 2 is 6. Well, that's what we ended up with here, right? So 7 minus 6 is 1. Well, 1, look at that. There's that 1 that's left over. So I'm going to add a 0 and make it a 10. So it's like I multiplied that 1 by 10 and I got 10. 2 can go into 10 5 times. Wait a minute. 17. 1, 2, 3, 4. I did something totally wrong. Oh, I was supposed to multiply by, sorry. This is so my fault. 8 times 2, because I forgot about the 1. I forgot to pretend that 1 was not there. So it's 2 times 17. 2 goes into 17. 8 times becomes 16. 17 minus 16 is 1. Add the 0. Oh my gosh, my apologies. 0.85. But notice that I figured it out because I went, wait a minute, that doesn't match. And I know I did this correctly. So what did I do incorrectly over here? I forgot was 2 goes into 0. 2 goes into 1 0 times. So now I have to use the whole number 17. 2 goes into 17 8 times. 8 times 2 is 16. Please forgive me. Okay. Now, problem 2. 2.6 divided by 4. So now I have 2, and I have to divide 2 up into 4 equal groups. Well, that's not going to work. So now I have to take my 2, multiply it by 10, and add that over here. And I'm going to end up with 20. 20 plus 6 becomes 26. So now 26 divided by 4. How could I divide 26 up by 4? You guys are absolutely correct. There's going to be 6 in each one. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 times 4 is 24. I'm going to be left with 2 left over, right? So I'm going to multiply that 2 by 10 and bring that up here and end up with 20. Can I break 20 up into 4 equal groups? How many will be in each group? Show me with your fingers. All right, we're going to break it up into groups of 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I have 0 left over, right? So my answer should be, here's the decimal, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 5, 0.5, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Oh, 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6, 5. So our answer should be 0.65. Now, let's go over here with standard algorithm and check. Can 4 go into 2? No, not very nicely. So we're going to bring our decimal points straight up. Now, mistake I made earlier, but I'm not going to make again, is I'm going to make sure I include both numbers, 26. 4 goes into 26 6 times. 24, subtract, and I end up with 2. 2 left over. I'm going to add 10. Multiply by 10, and I end up with, okay, 4 goes into 25 times, and it ends up 0. So they match. Well done. So do you notice, this is the big idea for today. I'm going to keep adding back, and I'm going to try to zero out my problem. That is the remainder idea. We're going to try to zero it out. Okay. Now, 17 divided by 4. 17 divided by 4? Well, I think we can do that. That's a nice whole number. So 17 divided by 4, I would have, how many times can I put 4 into 17 without going over? How many will be in each group? Show me with your fingers. Excellent. 4 groups of 4. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. And I'm going to have this one little guy left over. I'm going to multiply him by 10, add him over here, and then I end up with 10. So now I have to have 10 divided into 4. How many times can I fit 4 into 10 without going over? How many can be in each group of 4? How many can be in each group? Okay, that's right. 2. You're going to have 4 groups of 2, which is 8. But guess what? I'm going to have 2 left over. So I have to multiply that by 10, and I'm going to get 20. And now I'm going to break, I need to have 4 groups. 1, 2, 3, 4. How many will be in each group? Show me with your fingers. Go, go, go. Excellent. 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now, in each group, I have 4, 2, 5. I have 4.25. Let's check it. I have 4 going to 17. Uh-oh, here we go again. 4 goes into 17 4 times. 4 groups of 4, 16. Now I have to multiply by 10, essentially, and bring down the 10. How many times will 4 go into 10? Twice. Subtract 2. Oh, what's that? I'm going to add another 0. I'm going to multiply by 10. Bring that down. 4 goes into 25 times. Do you see what we're doing? Do you get it? All right, I'm going to ask you to complete problem 4 and 5, and then we're going to come back and check it. I'm going to give you 2 minutes. Go. Let's review. So 22 divided by 8, I have, how many times will 8 go into 22? It'll go 2 times 8 is 16. I'm going to have 6 left over, multiply it by 10, add 60 over here. Then it's 60 divided by 8, and I'm going to divide it into equal groups, 8 equal groups of 7, which is 56. I end up with 4 left over. 4 times 10 is 40. 40 divided into 8 equal groups is 5, so 2.75. Now, if you come over here, 8 goes into 22, 2 groups, 2 are in each group, is 16. And you subtract, and you get 6. 6, you bring down the 10, and you end up with 60. 60, how many times will 8 go into 60? There'll be 7 in each group, which is 56. And you end up with 4 left over. Multiply by 10, you bring down the 10, bring down the 0, and then you have 40. And you break 40 up into 8 equal groups of 5. So 2.75. Then 7.7 divided by 4. Well, if you divide that 7 into 4 equal groups, you get 1 in each group with 3 left over. Multiply it by 10. Becomes 37. How close can you get? Well, the closest you can get is 36. 4 groups of 9 with 1 left over, multiply it by 10, you have 10 now. 10, how many times can you divide 10 into 4 equal groups? Well, you can divide it with 2 in each group. You're going to have 2 left over. Multiply by 10. Now you're going to have 20. You're going to have 20 divided by 4 equal groups. There's going to be 5 in each group. 1.925. Coming over here, how many times will 4 go into 7? 1 time. 1 times 4 is 4. 3 left over. Bring down the 7. Oh, look at that, 37. 9 times 4 is 36. And you end up with 1 left over. And look, you bring down the 0, you multiply it by 10. 10 divided into 4 equal groups twice. 2 times 4 is 8. You end up with 2 left over. And then you multiply it by 10 and end up with 20. 20 divided by 4, you put 5 in each one, and you are done. So how did that work out for you? Okay? Seeing it 2 different ways? Okay. Now, the last important thing to remember, changing when you're dividing, remember, you're trying to get, if the number on the outside of the problem has a decimal, you want to get rid of it. So you're going to multiply by 10, and then wherever the decimal is on the inside, you move it that many times again. And then you just divide like normal. But always make sure to bring your decimal up to the top, wherever you moved it to. Okay? Yes? So we're going to change the outside as divisor, a whole number. Second step, move the decimal inside in the dividend the same amount of places to the right as the outside, which is the divisor. Third step, move decimal to the top of the bar, which is the quotient, which is the answer. All right. Let's quickly go over our problem set. Problem set. You are doing exactly what we just did in our concept development. You're going to use the place value chart and standard algorithm. Then on the back, just straight up standard algorithm. 2 divide 0.9. Then on the bottom here, 6 bakers share 7.5 kilograms of flour equally. So you're just breaking it up into 6 equal groups. How much is in each group? Then Mrs. Henderson makes punch by mixing 10.9 liters of apple juice, 0.6 liters of orange juice, and 8 liters of ginger ale. This is such a problem that you would see on the end of the year test. the math test. She pours the mixture equally into 6 large punch bowls. So she makes 1 large punch bowl by adding these different ingredients in, and then she breaks it up into 6 punch bowls. How much does she put in each punch bowl? Okay, so you need to add up all the numbers, and then you're going to divide it into 6 equal punch bowls. All right. You will do very well. I can just feel it.